Oftentimes I'm asked, what's the difference between a disaster recovery plan and a backup? A backup is part of a disaster recovery plan. A backup talks about a very narrow focus of my data. I'm backing it up off site. There's a couple steps in that backup process. And so it's really about the backup of data. I'm defining the data, I'm backing it up, and it usually means I also have understanding about recovery time objective, recovery point objective, things like that. A disaster plan is far more inclusive because a disaster plan does not just have to do with the data. It would have to do with accessing that data after a disaster. Okay, I may not have a building to come back to. I may not have laptops to come back to. They may have all been burned in a fire. So a disaster plan focuses on how do we recover. Oftentimes a disaster plan is what we call a business continuity or business recovery plan. So it's how do we actually get back into business? And restoring our data is part of that, but how do we get back into business? So there's two key different aspects.